An ancient stone library stood in the misty highlands of Scotland, tucked away in a village few maps dared to name. It was tall, cold, and quiet, its windows always slightly fogged, as if the building itself was still exhaling memories from long ago. Most of the townspeople said the library had a soul, not just because it smelled of old pages and worn leather, not just because every book seemed to open at the exact page you needed, but because, even when no one was there, books always returned to their shelves. Late returns never piled up. Misplaced volumes found their way back, and whenever a librarian tried to reorganize the catalog, the books mysteriously shifted back overnight. It was as if someone unseen was still working there, and that someone was known only by whispered name, the Ghost Librarian. Children would dare each other to stay past closing. Some claimed they heard footsteps echoing between the shelves, or soft humming near the poetry section. Others said they felt a warm breeze, even on the coldest nights, like someone brushing past with a woolen shawl and a cup of tea. But the story, the real story, belonged to a woman named Agnes McRae. Agnes had been the head librarian in the 1940s. She wore round spectacles, smelled faintly of lavender, and believed every problem could be solved with a good book and a better question. She had no family of her own, but she loved her books like children. Every spine was dusted, every card in the catalog handwritten with care. She knew which books made people weep, which made them laugh, and which helped them quietly survive. One winter night during a storm so fierce it knocked out all the village lights, Agnes stayed behind in the library. A young boy had taken home a rare book, Tales of the Forgotten Isles, and Agnes worried he might damage it. She set off into the snow with a lantern in hand, found the boy's home, and returned the book safely. But she never made it back. They found her the next morning, peaceful, frozen just steps from the library door, lantern in one hand, the book pressed to her chest. The town mourned her like a matriarch. The library closed for a week in her honor. Her desk was kept untouched. A chair was left by the window she loved, facing the hills. The village even placed a plaque above the door, in memory of Agnes McRae, guardian of stories. And then, the books began returning themselves. At first, no one noticed, but slowly, people realized something strange. A child too short to reach the top shelf found their book neatly placed on the next day. An old man who forgot to return a novel found it back on his table with a bookmark exactly where he'd left off. One teacher accidentally spilled tea on a borrowed poetry book. She returned it in shame, only to find it dry and clean the next morning, as if the pages had forgiven her. And when a young woman grieving her father came looking for comfort, she found a book on grief already waiting for her at the reading table. She swore she never touched the shelf. From then on, the villagers accepted what their hearts already knew. Agnes never left. She still wandered the aisles with soft, invisible steps, still matched stories to souls, still ran her fingers along the shelves she once tended with love. Librarians came and went, but Agnes remained. Some left offerings, a cup of tea on her desk, a lavender flower tucked into a returned book. Others spoke to her in the quiet hours, thanking her for the comfort only books, and she, could provide. And late at night, if you stand by the window with the hills beyond, you might see the glow of a lantern weaving gently between the rows. Agnes, still watching, still caring, still the librarian of a library with a soul.